What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today I have a pretty interesting topic for you guys. I gotta be real because Microsoft is rumored to go ahead and do something pretty interesting that has been really sparking a lot of mixed opinions when it comes to the overall gaming universe, the whole, overall gaming community. It's a lot of crap going on here, and again, I wanted to put this video together to kind of spark up a discussion with you guys. Personally, I think that this is good news, but of course, a lot of people have different opinions and different ideas on how all this stuff is panning out, and I would love for you guys to go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you are interested in more content just like this, we do indeed post here every single day at 8 in the morning Eastern Time, and sometimes we do a double upload at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. It depends on how I'm feeling, and also if there's any hot topics, hot news coming out at the recent moment. And last but not least, we do stream pretty much daily as well, besides Sundays. So, when this video is going live, it'll probably not be any streams, but we'll be back live on Monday. So, of course, make sure you guys go down in the description of this video. I got a link to that channel right down below there. Now, let's go ahead and hop right into the topic of this video. Now, like I've been saying, Microsoft has been doing some pretty decent things when it comes to Call of Duty, Not everything has been outstanding, and they have had, a few bumps in the road, especially with all the recent layoffs. A lot of individuals are really pissed about that. So it's not like everything has been smooth sailing. There's been some issues. But overall, I would say they've been doing pretty decent, when it comes to the overall gaming community, not just with Call of Duty, but, across the board when it comes to the whole gaming universe. Companies like Sony have been pretty stingy. I mean, even when it comes to crossplay, they make it a pain in the butt to make anything happen. But Microsoft has always been so open, so, willing to unite gamers instead of trying to separate and, make us be classified as gamers. And that's kind of the direction that gaming has been in. Console wars have been a problem since day one. And I absolutely despise it because that type of mindset is literally what humans basically feed off of. We all have to feel like we are a part of something, a part of a group. It's the same thing when it comes to the political scene. If you don't pick one specific side, they have to banish you. Even their own family members will simply banish you for not agreeing with what they have to say politically. Same thing with gaming. On this channel, I always cover both sides of the story. I say the positives, I say the negatives. I say whatever I feel like, when I hear information, I'll let you guys know how I feel. And people hate it all the time. People despise it, If I don't 24/7 talk positive, it pisses them off. If I don't 24/7 talk negative, once again, it pisses them off. And this leads right into that mindset, Console wars it fits perfectly into the human mindset because it makes you pick a side. And slowly over time, Microsoft has been trying to remove that mindset. And it seems like they are the only ones trying to remove that mindset because everybody else is really still stuck in their ways, including a lot of the mass population of gamers themselves. There's still tons of people out there who are just so exclusive to what they play on, and they despise any other console, any other system. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, what I'm about to tell you guys, it might ruffle some feathers because, again, people don't enjoy when, their specific console isn't really thriving on its own. But for me personally, this is a huge, massive W by Microsoft, and I think this will definitely improve the future of gaming. But the rumors are that basically all the Xbox exclusives are going to be coming to PlayStation. Games like Halo, Gears of War, a bunch of exclusives that we all know and love from back in the day, and even still current date, are potentially going to be coming over to other consoles, like I said, just like the PlayStation. This, to me personally, is absolutely massive because I love those franchises to death. But it's sad because I know tons of people who never got to witness those franchises. And I know there are a lot of people out there who are going to be very pissed off about this news. I've seen it time and time and time again, What's the point of even buying the console if you don't even get the exclusives, right? Like, how are we going to decide which console you want to pick? And again, we'll go ahead and talk about that a bit later. But for me personally, again, it's huge because now a lot of the people that I know back in the day can finally give these games, these franchises, a actual shot. And also it will help allow other companies to profit a lot more. Let's be real here. Even though Microsoft still makes a bunch of money, the Xbox console itself, honestly, the majority of their sales probably come from, the games that they're producing. And they could probably double, triple their profits compared to hyper-focusing on making, brand new consoles to compete 24/7. They could just put all their focus on making games that are universal for all and make absolute bank off of that instead. But as a gamer, this is just amazing news to hear because personally, I know everybody likes to have their exclusives games and not allow other people to play them and stuff of that sort. But from my viewpoint, I want everybody to be able to play everything. I want everybody to be able to enjoy whatever experience that they want to experience, no matter what platform they are on, you know? I just feel like that would be so much better for the general population, and it will make things going, forward in the future a lot easier and more balanced when it comes to wanting to go ahead and enjoy experiences with your friends. But to bounce back to the topic of, well, doesn't this make Xbox completely pointless? They're giving out all of their exclusives. What's the purpose anymore? Honestly, in my personal opinion, I feel like the future, like I said, all games are going to be on all platforms. You're even starting to see some Sony PlayStation products go onto PC as well. Yeah, you got to wait a few years to get them ported over to PC because they wanted to be a PlayStation exclusive. But what happens when Sony games start to pick up as well and they see that, yeah, there's a huge chunk of money in allowing games to be on all platforms? I personally think the competition is going to be going down to their passes. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine Game Pass giving you a little bit of early access to play Call of Duty, since that's what they own now. And Halo and Gears and all that stuff, you'll get better access with the Game Pass, and you'll also be able to get those games for a cheaper price. And Sony will have a different version of their own pass, where they have to go ahead and make their, quote-unquote exclusives, even though their games will be on other platforms as well, but they get, better benefits for that, and they have their own games and their own sales. That right there, in my opinion, is where their console sales are going to come from. Nobody's really looking at these consoles for the hardware anymore. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, there are some slight differences between the hardware between the Xbox and the PlayStation, obviously. But realistically, if you want a beast of a machine, you buy a PC. And if you want something that's, more casual that you could slap in and just play some games, you buy a console. The fine details of these consoles are, they both make bank. They can both make the best console they could possibly try to make, right? So realistically, when it comes down to which console you're going to buy, it's going to be which service, which subscription plan is going to be more beneficial or more worth it in your personal opinion. And that is where the competition is going to lie. You don't need exclusive games to have competition for your consoles. Again, you can open up the exclusive games, make a fortune on putting them on all platforms, and then change that competition, change the previous competition of exclusives, being able to bring players in for your console, to a subscription service, Game Pass, and all these other things that are going to be more encouraging to bring people to want to buy that specific console. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, in my personal opinion, I think Microsoft has been catching a decent amount of W's. Yeah, the layoffs have been probably the biggest L. It sucks. And I've obviously expressed how, disappointed I am, especially for a lot of people who have lost their jobs, their income, their living. It's horrible. But again, business is business. As a person, I feel for them. But, looking as, a business head, they did what they pretty much had to do during a merger. So, it's horrifying. But that was probably their biggest L. But everything else, man, it's been a lot of dubs between Call of Duty, between how they're handling, just Microsoft gaming in general. I'm very curious to see how the future pans out here. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear your opinions down in the comments section because, like I said, this is a pretty hot topic. It's a reason I wanted to go ahead and put it on this channel because I thought a lot of people would go ahead and enjoy discussing something of this sort. Do you think that it's a good idea that Microsoft will go ahead and, put all of their exclusives on every console out there? Or do you think it's a bad idea and that will honestly kill their reputation and kill the chances of them making any Xbox sales? But again, I personally think that it's not bad. I think they'll make plenty of money, whether people are buying PC, which will have Windows on it, so they're still banking bank. If you're getting a PC with Windows, they're making money off of that, or if you get an Xbox, they're making money off of that. And Game Pass is on both. So you decide what you want. If you would rather play on a PC, if you would rather go ahead and play on Xbox, and they'll make sales off of that, and then at the same time, they'll make sales off the Game Pass. But I think the future lies within those passes. I think that those passes are going to become, the new subscription models for these consoles, and that will be the point that people will kind of study and think about before they go ahead and pick one of these systems up. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time, and sometimes on the no occurrence, we'll go ahead and put up a double upload, usually around 4 p.m. Eastern Time, depending on, if it's any hot news or anything like that out at the sorts. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in seeing any of my live streams, we do that pretty much daily besides Sundays over on Kick, and I got that link down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.